Alright, all you high-score, record-breaking gamers out there, welcome back to the Indy Radio Arcade. And you know, folks, hopefully in the near future for the next Just Cause game, they include a railgun in the game itself. And I'm not talking about one of them small rail guns that you hold in your hand and they just shoot one big blast. I'm talking about the big one with the battery pack on your back that you can just hold and just shoot, and it just shoots a wave of light in different directions, just taking everything out. According to the Maestro, that spark gun that I had in Just Cause 3 was considered as a rail gun, but no, that was a lightning gun. There's a difference. But besides my desire for a railgun in games, folks, I think it's time for us to go ahead and put your high scores on high display while checking out some indie games along the way for another edition of the Indy Wall of Fame. And the first game that we have up comes from the developers Cybot Studios. Nice developer name, by the way, with their game, Hellbound. And this game automatically reminds me of, well, Doom. Definitely reminds me of Doom. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, speaking of the railguns we mentioned earlier, that this game includes a railgun. Because they already got a club, a shotgun, I do believe a Hellfire pistol, and plus a couple of other cool alien-like weapons. So yeah, a railgun. Cause Maestro said they may have already gotten a BFG included for this game too. Not bad at all. And besides giant oversized guns to take out demons from another hell-like world, the next game that we have up comes from the developers Kalapa Games with their game Fight Crab. Which sounds like another version for Fight Club with crabs, but looking at the pictures for this, I am way off. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Godzilla, King of Monsters, with a little hint of Gang Beast in there as well. And here's hoping in the near future for this game that they have destructible environments for each level you decide to go to. Especially that giant oversized city where you can actually pick up a giant oversized building or a gasoline tank to throw at your enemies to try to take them out with. Because you can already pick up cars and giant oversized bottles, so why not buildings? Yeah, that's my point for that. You know, my defense for why I think they should have destructible environments. And by the way, Maestro, before you say anything about what I wanted for that game, one of those crabs have 2 death drills on their hands. So, yeah, enough said. And the next game that we have up besides Death Drill Crabs comes from the developers Juvity Worlds, or Juvity. You know what, we'll go with the first one, with their set game, Wild Terra 2 New Lands. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of not only World of Warcraft, but a little hint of Guild Wars in there with a splash in there of How to Survive. And here's hoping in the near future, besides the picture of you being able to ride a giant oversized death bear or werewolf from the looks of it, they also allow you to keep your own dragon to help defend your land. And before you say anything about that, Maestro, they give you a chance to ride a giant bear, so you should be able to control a dragon. Or even give you a chance to operate one of those catapults, which according to what you said, chances are you probably can. Alright? I'll settle for the catapult if I can't get the dragon. And besides giant oversized dragons that I got a feeling is going to be really hard to control, the next game that we have up comes from the developers David Evans Games with their game Sail Forth. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of the Pirates of Dark Water with a little hint of Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. And here's hoping in the near future for this game, besides getting a chance to customize your own ship, is that they allow you to play alongside with your friends and to let them be a part of your crew to take on different adventures. Especially the adventure to that Skull Island that I got a feeling is going to be filled with skeletons that are going to try to kill you. And apparently the Maestro decided to chime in by saying, here's hoping you can get a blunderbuss. You know what? Yeah, I'm hoping for that too. A chance for you to use a blunderbuss to take out those skeletons. And Maestro said there's no skeletons, but that's Skull Island. There's skeletons on Skull Island. I played many of pirate games, and I know there's skeletons on that Skull Island. But besides that Skull Island argument, folks, the last but not least game we have up for this week comes from the developers Thunder Lotus Games, nice developer name by the way, with their said game, Spiritfarer. And this game automatically reminds me of a combination of Waterworld with a little hint of Skies of Arcadia in there as well, with the exception that the boat can't fly in the air in the sky. Yeah, a sea version of it. And here's hoping in the near future for this said boat-like game is that they allow you to rally up your own crew to help you out while you try to go on this adventure. And according to the Maestro, you can. Nice. And not to mention, there's a giant turtle island that you get a chance to go to during it as well. Not bad. And with that game out of the way, folks, we now head directly into the high scores for this week from the Twitter page of @HighScore. And the first high score that we have up comes from the gamer Mark with his high score of 1875 during the game of Submarine Commander for the Atari 2600. Not bad. Next high score that we have up comes from Bambies with his high score of 130 on the Intellivision game of Oh Mummy on hard difficulty. I don't know why in the world that game title seems so funny to me, probably because of the 8-bit mummies that are chasing you down, but yeah, funny name for a game, but probably a cool game nonetheless. And the next high score that we have up comes from none other than Larquay with his high score of 16,106,020, a part of the classic Game Boy game of Bust a Move 2 Arcade Edition. And yeah, according to the Maestro, he beat the high score for this week, but we're still gonna go forward, because the next high score that we have up comes from none other than Jess with his high score of 5 during the classic arcade game of WWF Superstars. And the fact that it shows Andre the Giant, Virgil, the $1 Million Man, and I do believe Mean! Woo! By God, Gene is an excellent picture that he took for his high score. Thumbs up, man. Big thumbs up over here. Anyway, next high score that we have up comes from none other than Larquay once again, with his high score of 46,110, a part of the arcade game of Son of Phoenix. Next high score we have up after that comes from none other than Awesome Ogre with his high score of 27, a part of the GameCube game of Legend of Zelda Wind Walker under the Letter Sorted mission. Not bad. Next high score we have up after that, folks, comes from none other than Retro Rob with his high score of 7,500, a part of the dedicated handheld game of My Arcade X Racing. Never heard of it. And the next high score that we have up comes from none other than Bambies with his high score of 14,400, a part of the Intellivision game of Wizard of War on the 3 Warriors level. Not bad. And by the way, they spelled war as W-O-R. Weird, but hey, it works. And the next high score that we have up comes from the gamer +4 Punk with his high score of 15,100, a part of the ZX Spectrum game of Alien Destroyer, which for some strange reason to me looks like, yeah, definitely looks like Space Invaders. I think I could probably beat that high score, but I'm not gonna do it because next high score that we have up that also involves aliens comes from Frankie with his high score of 101,500, a part of the ZX Spectrum game of Hammer Boy Part 2. And the reason why I said it involves aliens because it has this lunar rover alien spaceship that's out in the middle of nowhere. I think that's Mars. Could be wrong. Anyway, next high score we have up after that comes from Bam Mees with his high score of 29,790, a part of the Intellivision game of Frogger 2 or Frogger Skill 2. Not bad. And with all those high scores read, oh wait, according to the maestro we have one last high score left to read, and it comes from none other than Retro Rob with his high score of, oh my god. And no, that's not his high score, folks. His high score is 23,314,020, a part of the PS4 game of Pinball Arcade, Cactus Canyon. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out any other cool high scores that are currently making their way through the Twitterverse as we speak, you can head on over to the Twitter page of one man only known as @HighScore, or you can head on over to the website known as highscore.com to win cool prizes for your high scores. And like we say all the time, when we mention games and high scores in the same sentence, is a fair trade. And the high score that we have up that is most likely going to take the crown for the month of Extreme for this month comes from none other than Retro Rob with his high score of 23,314,020, a part of the PS4 game of Pinball Arcade, Cactus Canyon. And if you guys want to go ahead and check out any of those cool games that we mentioned for this week, plus other games that are currently coming through the Steam machine via cargo ship, cargo plane, or even subterranean train that is currently rumbling underneath your toes, you can go ahead and head on over to the store.steam power page, only known as store.steampower.com, and just click ever so lightly on that Indy button, as well as clicking on that upcoming button as well, to check out a whole bunch of cool and awesome games that will pack more punch than your average action movie explosion. And according to the maestro, once you play one of them, it will feel like an explosion went off in your chest. I hope he means figuratively, not literally. Oh, he means figuratively. Alright, right. And I guess with that said, folks, we might as well head back into that music one more time. And when we return, we'll be back with this week's edition of the $64,000 question right after a word from our sponsors. So don't skip out on the bonus round just yet, folks, and stay tuned.